Hi, this is Sonia with Artsy Solutions, and welcome to Journal with Me. This is weeks 16 through 19, and this particular video I broke them down into separate videos. I'm trying to play catch up on not having any videos for the last few weeks. So this one is part 1, and this is hidden paper clips. And what I'm doing is I'm going to make like a journal, junk journal, and it's going to have like a detective styles / shabby chic kind of vibe to it. And it's going to have like hidden passages and doors and things like that. So, but this theme right here were locks and keys. So I made these, and they're, like I said, they're hidden paper clips. And here's the first one. I just added some little bling, a little token, and I used a printable from it was a free digital that I'd gotten from HG Designs blog, and it was like a whole list of words that were free, and I decided to add these on here. And so I made these double-sided, and what I did was I just did a little bit of collaging and some stitching, and just kind of added different pieces of paper and stitched them on both sides. And then I fussy cut out some scraps from the Graphic 45 Les Romantic collection, and I went over it with a ballpoint ink pen, and then I used the Embossing pen by Ranger, and just kind of went over some of the parts of this, and then added a little bit of this clear Recollections detail embossing powder, and that kind of gave it its sheen. And that's how I did all the locks and keys that you'll see on here, just to kind of make it shine a little bit. And added it to some paper and created this, and added a little ribbon. So that's the first one. And then the second one, here you have another one. All of them have like one of the little words on here. And then I added some ribbon on here and a little button. And all of them have stitching. And then here's another one that's got like a lock on here. And some more ribbon. And they're all connected using one of these little Tim Holtz, what do you call these little things? Clips or whatever. Okay, and then this one in the middle, it's like a journal card / paperclip. So you've got this cute little fabric up here, and then I just took the scrap pieces that I collaged on here, and I pretty much did these the same way. I just went over it with the ballpoint pen. And now with this one, I added a little glossy accents around like her frame, the facial frame. Added a little bow and a word, just glued that on there. And then I just glued this on there as well. And then you have like a journaling space here. And it's still a paper clip. You know, you can just put it on something, and then you have it double-sided right there. And then here's this one. You have your little token on there, your word, some fabric, and it's double-sided, and you've got your little key that's been embossed and everything. And then here you have this one. Now this one is actually, it's a hidden paper clip / pen. It's an ink pen. You can write something. Yeah. Hello. So it functions. It has multiple functions. You have your ink pen, and then you've got your paper clip, and then it has like the little key that hangs down that was embossed, and then you have your fabric, and then the stitching and collages, and your word, and your little token. So that's that one. And basically you just use it the same way you would in any type of journal. Just find you a page and let's see, like this one for example, or let me just use this small one. So yeah, you're just gonna just stick this one here like that, and then if you have a tag or something, you can just stick your tag up underneath on either side. This can be viewed from both sides. Let me slide this up so you can see. And then there's that one. And then same thing with this. Just find you a page that it looks good on. Let's see. It can come from the top or from the side, wherever you want to put it at, you know, because it's quite versatile. I like that. You can put it on this side if you want to. And it shows, like I said, on either side. And then that's your ink pen. And then of course you've got this one that you can put. I like it like that. I like those colors. So you have your paper clip, and then you have your tuck something up under there, flip the page, and then you still got journaling space here. And then of course you've got your journaling space here as well. So it's real fun, easy to make, and I just made a few of them just to kind of make it stand out. But like I said, I'm making, like, it's going to be a detective style journal that I'm working on. And so the second series for week 17, because this is supposed to be week 16, even though I'm backed up. So for week 17, I'm going to be making just some journal cards, really simple. So with that same theme. So stay tuned for the next video and watch how I made these. So we're going to make some hidden paper clips, and I'm just going to take some of these out. Let's see. And these are all small, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'll do 5 of them today. But I'm going to set those over to the side for right now because I'm going to be stitching on some of these papers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a collage. And so first, I'm just going to cut some of these using these little squirrely edge scissors. And if you don't have any of these, that's fine. You can actually use, just use your regular scissors and kind of, I'll show you in a minute after I cut this. Just kind of use your imagination and, you know. So take your regular scissors, and just kind of make some wiggly lines out of them. Like that, you know. And create your own little pattern. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just having fun with it. Okay. So you got those. I'm just going to go ahead and take these again. And this is just scrap paper. This is left over from the Le Romantic collection of Graphic 45. Key to My Heart. And you have the keys on this side. It's double-sided paper. And I may fussy cut out some of these keys and add them on here as decoration. We'll see. And making stuff using scraps is, you can just have fun with it, you know. And then I'm going to probably take some of these and collage them on. I'm going to stitch them on first. So, yeah. Well, I'll glue them on. Let me get some, where's my paste at? There we go. Gotta have a good supply of them. Elmer's is what I use. You can use any kind. Or if you don't want to use paste, you can also use glue. Wet glue, some other type of wet glue. I'm just going to tear pieces of this off and add it on. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to do it. Because if I think too hard on it and try to concentrate on it, I'll mess up. Or I'll never get it done. So, I want to get it done. So that's why I'm just going to go ahead and just do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add more of these papers on here, and then I'm going to stitch them on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got these stitched on here, you know. So now I'm going to fussy cut out some of these images, because I'm probably going to end up adding these as embellishments on top of the pen, the paper clip. They're all going to have like a key theme. I think that'll be pretty fun. So now what I'm getting ready to do is I'm just going to take my ballpoint pen and I'm just going to kind of go over some of these edges just to make it show up better, giving it shadows. And I'm going to do each one like that. Okay, so now I'm just going to take an embossing pen and I'm going to go over a few of these edges. Actually, I'm just going to go around the pen to make the pen pop, to make it look like this is what color it is. I'm not going to do the whole thing, it's just going to be certain parts of it. And then I'm just going to emboss it. I'm just going to take some of this Distress embossing glaze, speckled egg. And we're going to emboss this and give it some shine and some color. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's got the little shine to it. Now, for some of the other ones, I want to use some glossy accents. Or no, not glossy accents, but some detail embossing powder. I'm going to use the exact same technique. I'm just going to use some detail embossing powder, clear. I'm just going to go around the edge. So that's what that looks like. And I'm just going to go ahead and finish doing the rest of these three. Some are going to get detail embossing powder clear, and then some are going to get the embossing glaze. So I'm just going to rotate between the two. Okay, so this is what they look like. Nice and shiny and pretty and cute ephemera. So we'll use that to decorate some of these. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and add our paper clips. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some white cardstock, some thick, or actually I think I'm going to use some chipboard. This is going to go up underneath it. And I'm going to fold this over like so. And I'm just simply going to go ahead and pop the paper clip on, you know, like normal. And then I'm going to cut this down to size. I'm going to cut it to where it's about maybe a ½ inch on the inside of where the paper extends. You know what I mean? So in other words, I'm going to cut this one to about probably right in here, and then on this side probably to about right in here. That way I can connect it onto here. You know what I mean? So let's just go ahead and do that. Just go ahead and cut that. I'm just going to use scissors. You can use a paper trimmer if you like, but just use scissors and go straight across or straight down. And I'm just going to cut it down to where this ends. And then you want to try to keep your paper clip in the middle if you can. Okay. Okay. And this is going to go, I'm going to fold this over top of it. But first I want to, it's going to be kind of like a card, like a greeting card, how you fold stuff over. And I want to make sure these ends are lined up on this side because it's going to be double-sided. Okay, and then this is going to go up underneath here. But I want to make sure that this is going to stay in place. So I'm just going to glue it. And I'm going to use some Barely Art glue to try to glue this in place. And you could put paper or something that's going to kind of cover it over top of it, like going straight across if you like, which I think I very well may do that. Just going to get a piece of scrap paper. I'm just going to glue this to where it covers it. Matter of fact, I'm just going to wrap this around. I'm going to add a little more glue right here. I'm just going to fold that over and let it stay glued. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave a little bit of space up in here because I'm going to add an eyelet. So let me get my Crop-a-dile. So if you need to, you could actually cut this down a little more. You know what I'm saying? Because depending on how far down you want it, you want to have room for your eyelet. So if this is too long, then I can just cut it just a smidgen. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use the Crop-a-dile. I'm going to use the big end. And I'm just going to go ahead and add an eyelet. I think I'll use a pink one. Okay, and then we're going to add the paper clip up underneath it. And basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to glue this to the inside. This is going to get glued to this. But what I should have done was try to cover up some of all of this right here so it doesn't show as much. And I'm going to take some of this leftover paper. I wish I still had some that matched. Actually, I think I'm going to use this vellum. I'm going to add this vellum up underneath, and I'm going to cut it to size, maybe just a little bit shorter. I'm coming up underneath here and cutting it. And I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to glue it on there. this here, and I'm going to do the exact same thing using the same technique. And just cut one straight across to where it's just a little bit shorter than the area that I'm going to get ready to glue it to. And it's going to glue them in here. Okay, now we're going to add this up in here. Now what I made, now I was going to say I was going to add something right here, but that'll mess it up. I won't be able to. I was going to have like something dangling down with these together, but I need this to open up because that is part of the paper clip. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this side. Because I want to be able to, I want the paper clip to open and function right. So you didn't really have to glue it all the way around. I just did that because it was a whole lot easier for me. I'm just going to simply take my scissors and then just open up the sides. Not hard, really easy. Do the same thing on this side so that it'll open up. And you're not going to see it anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect when you're cutting it. The whole purpose of this was just to cover up the paper clip and keep the paper clip stationary. That was the whole intent. But okay, so now it'll open, you know, it'll function. So now we're just going to glue this on both sides. In the middle. And I'm just going to get a clamp or something to kind of hold this together so it'll stay glued. I like to use the clamps from the Dollar Tree. I need to get some more. But these little suckers are great for holding things in place. So I'm just going to let that dry for a little bit. Let the glue dry. And then we're going to come over and we're going to do some more. We're going to do the same, repeat the same process for some of these other ones. Now this is a little bit thin, so we're going to have a thin chipboard piece. And you can have it as long or as short as you like. I'm just using scrap, so actually, here's a longer piece. I'm going to use this one. It's more narrow. So I'm just going to fold this in half. Cut this there. Go ahead and put this on. Put my paper clip on. And then I want to glue something down over top of it to keep it in place. And it can just be any color scrap paper just to hold that in place. I'm just going to use some solid paper. And this time I'm just going to cut just enough. I'm going to go ahead and glue this on here. just going to put this here and kind of hold it in place. And it's not going to be seen, so I'm just going to cut it, flip it over, do the same thing. And these are going to go great in your journals and stuff. Journals, lap books, scrapbooks, whatever. They even make great bookmarks if you want. Now what I wish, I wish I could make this to where it's not upside down, but it's going to end up being upside down because of the way I have to fold this. I don't know, I may be able to come up with another way. I'll come up with something. So I'm just going to go ahead and clip this, not clip it, but I'm going to put a hole punch in it. And then we're just going to connect this to something else. I'll still go ahead and put my eyelet in here. And this is where you start to get creative. When you mess up, or if you realize that you could do something better, that's when you get creative. So this is going to be, I'm going to have to add something else to this. So what I may do is add this to a journal card and make the journal card itself into a paperclip. That's what I think I'll do. So, but I'm going to go ahead and put this eyelet in here because I want to add some jewelry or something on there. That's why I'm putting eyelets in first. And so I'm going to have to, like I said, create a journal card that's going to expand out. So let me go ahead and do that. And slide some of my other things on over. I'm just going to get some scrap paper. Okay, so I found a piece of scrap paper that I think I'm going to use. I'm just going to cut this. This will go against this. So let me, I will measure this. This is approximately 7 by 4, so I need 3.5 by 6 3/4. Okay, and then on the back of it, 6 3/4. I'll put this one here on this side. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on and then I'm going to stitch around the edges. Okay, so now we have this on here, and then you can tuck it on something. Let's see. You can just tuck it onto a page like so. Yeah. And you've got your paper clip on this side, and then you have journaling space on this side. So it serves as a multiple function. You know, you can stick something in here. Yeah. Okay, so now this is what we have so far. We've got this little short one because we're making different size ones. And it's just all, you're just taking your scraps, and whatever size you start with can determine what you end up with. So we've got these two so far, and we're still going to idle them up. And now we've got this really long one right here. So what I want to do, if it's possible, I'm just going to see. I'm just going to go ahead and fold this over in half. Okay. And what I was wanting to do was create like a hidden paper clip slash ink pen. You know what I mean? But we're going to see. It may not be tall enough for it, I don't know. But let me go ahead and crack this open. Let me take this off. These came from the Dollar Tree, or this came from the Dollar Tree, so I'm just going to crack this. Just be really careful that you don't cut yourself when you're cracking this open. And then this is going to fall out. And then you're going to remove everything, you know, your plastic, glass, or plastic, it's not glass, it's just plastic. Remove it out of the way. And then we're going to see if this is going to fit, and it will fit somewhere. So I can still just use cardboard to cover it up. The same way I have to do the inside of this. I'm just going to use chipboard. So basically, let me just go ahead and get some double-sided tape for this. And I'm going to put double-sided tape where the ink pen's going to go, as well as beside it. So I want to make sure that it isn't going to go anywhere. Then it's going to smooth this down, and we're going to peel the sticky area, or I'm going to peel this tape off of here. And then I'm going to place this pen in the center. Making sure I leave, you know, the tip out right in here. You know. Alright, and then we're going to cover it with some chipboard. So if this is 1 3/4 inches, then I'm going to need like 1.5 inches by 4 inches. 1.5 by 4 inches. Okay, and then I'm also going to just go ahead and add some double-sided tape here as well. Alright, so now we're going to put this on here. Gotta make sure this ink pen's staying in place. Okay. And then we're going to glue this down. Okay, so then I'm still going to make room to, I'm still going to have like some type of embellishment, so I will go ahead and punch a hole here. I'm going to go ahead and add an eyelet, because I'm going to try to make all of these have an eyelet. I think I'm going to use a green one this time, because there is green in here. It's like a light greenish color. And then we've got to make room for the paper clip. And so we're going to, and we also have to cover this portion up too. So what I think I'll do is, let's see, this here, I'm gonna make a 5" by 1 3/4 inches, 1 3/4 inch by 5" strip for the inner side of this thing. And this is going to cover up the inside of this. And what I'll probably do is just do some stamping and create my own like pattern. So I'm just going to take it, just take some of this speckled egg ink, distress ink, and run it along the side. And then I'm going to take some of this archival ink, and I'm just going to get a stamp. It's a Hip Stamp Hooray World Map stamp. And I'm just going to put a pattern on it, just so it's not like plain by itself. I'm just going to randomly stamp something, and that's good enough. And we're going to glue this on. Okay, so I'm just going to, hold on, let me zoom in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add this. Oh, wait a minute, I got the wrong thing. I'm going to add this in here. So I'm just going to glue it on using my Fairly Art glue. Okay. I can get it in there. And I like this little thing. It's a little glue container. I've gotten it from at Ross for like a couple of bucks. It was like 4 of them for like a couple of bucks. I think that's how much it was. So we're just going to glue this on here like so, because we're basically just covering up the stitching, so that when you, that way you won't see the stitches on the inside. And we're going to let this dry, so I'm going to use my little clamps to clip this on here so it'll stay in place. And then we're going to have to put our paper clip inside of here. So, okay, so we've got that. That way, this inner part will show. It'll have like a decoration in there. So now, we've got this part. This portion is the ink pen, and then we're going to glue on our paper clip portion. So, let's just find another piece of scrap paper, and I'm just going to fold this over. And I'm going to cut it. Well, first I'm going to put the paper clip on there so I can get a grip of it. These are really fun to make and really simple to make too. Fun and simple. Where did I put my scissors? So I'm just going to cut it to about right there. And then we're just going to add the glue. So this is roughly 1 inch, so we need it to be like 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to do 2 of them like that. Actually, I need it to be 1 inch too. Yeah. I want to make sure it's getting covered there, covered there. And then we're going to repeat the process and cover this up. I should have had it going long ways like that instead of sideways, but that's fine. So this still works. And we're going to do the same on this side. And then we're going to glue this entire little setup right here up under here. And then we're going to clamp it together. This is my first time using Barely Art glue, so I don't really know how well it holds up, but I'm getting ready to find out. And so we're just going to clamp it down and make sure it stays glued pretty well together. So far this is what we've got. We've got this one, and then we have, where's that other one at? Here it is, this one. So we're going to set these to the side, And we're still going to do some decorating. But first we're just making the clips. So let's just set these back on over here. And then we're going to do these two in a similar manner. Just going to fold this over. I'm going to go ahead and fold this one over. And I'm going to go ahead and do the little hole punch deal. Same with this hole punch deal. Go ahead and add our eyelets. And I'll do the green eyelet on this one. Okay, so I have some words, and this came from HG Designs on the internet, the blog. So I'm just going to use some of these words from there, and they're just going to be random words. I don't even know. I'm just going to cut some. I'm not really going to think about it. The fun thing about making these is it doesn't really take a whole lot of stuff to create with it, or to create whatever you want to make. Just use scraps, words, maybe some fabric, just different little things to make clusters, to make your embellishments and stuff. So that's what we're going to do. It's just basically layering is all it is. So we're just going to distress this, and I think I'm going to use some blue. No, I think I'll use brown. Yeah. Going around the edge. And I'm just going to just go around it like this. And it's to kind of give it that vintagey, just add to the vintagey look and give it shadow. It's already a vintage style word, so we're just kind of adding to it. And we're going to start building. I'm probably going to use some fabric too, so I'll use it first. And just glue it on. And maybe some buttons. So, alright. So, let's see what we've got. I've got some, I forgot what you call this type of, it's not rickrack, this little material. Then I've got this. So let me set these words over to the side. I'm going to cut this to shape. Let's see. I'm trying to determine which ones I want to use with the lace, or use lace on, because I don't want to cover up too much of the stitching and the collage. I just want just enough, just a piece of fabric on each side. So this has like a floral pattern, and I think I'll just kind of cut a little piece of it out. Let me get my smaller scissors. My embroidery scissors. These are a whole lot easier to cut. And I'm just going to cut like a piece. Let's see. That's small enough to fit on the cover. It's hard for me to fussy cut fabric. I'm cutting it completely wrong, but that's okay, because we're going to still have some fabric on here, and that's all that matters. Let's see what this is going to look like. Let me just take a little more off of here. Guess I'll take that little piece off too. So I'll probably put this on this side and maybe a word on the other side. We'll see. So we've got that. And then I'll probably just add like a button, because I don't want to overdo it, you know. Yeah, I'll add like a button on it, and I'll put a key on one side, and then I will put the word on the other side, or the actually I think I might let this dangle down. I think I'm gonna cut this in half because it's taking up too much. It's covering this up too much, so I'm just gonna literally cut it in half vertically, and it's just enough to give contrast and color to what we're working with. And what I may actually do is kind of have it partially glued here, and then also partially have where did I put these little 10 Pulse Ideology loop pins. Maybe have one of them kind of go through it. Go through here, and then also go through here. I might have to open it up just a little tiny bit. And I think I'll have the key coming down on this side, and then on this side I want to have a word coming down. So let me just add this one here. So I want this to kind of hang down, but it is printed on 110-pound cardstock, the little quote or text, but I want to make sure that it's sturdy and it isn't going to move around a whole lot. So let me find some scrap paper to make it a little bit more sturdy. What do you call it? Chipboard, because it's pretty thick. So I'm just going to glue this on here. I'm going to glue each word onto some onto the chipboard, cut it out, distress around the edge, and then we're going to add it on here. I'm going to take this small hole, hole punch, and then punch a hole in here. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glue here just to kind of hold the fabric in place so it's not going to slide around all over the place. And the good thing about this is the text can fall on either side. But I'm going to go ahead and add that key that I've misplaced. Here it is. I'm just going to glue it on. I think I'll set it down like this. I want to kind of like let it hang down. So what I may do is I was going to say what I could do is just put a an eyelet in there, but I don't want to mess it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue it on. And it hangs down just a little bit from the bottom. And I like that because it kind of gives it more character. And then I think I'll add a button up here. Or if I don't do a button, I could use maybe a flower. Yes, I think I will use a flower. We're going to see how well this holds up. I've never used Barely Art glue, so we're going to see how well it sticks to this fabric. I know art glitter glue works, but I don't know about Barely Art. So we're going to set that to the side. And we're going to go ahead and kind of jazz up some of these other ones. For this one, I definitely do want to use some of this. So I'm just going to cut a strip. And I'm going to feed it through because it's going to be kind of like a tag slash journal card slash hidden paper clip. Yeah. But I want it to be able to fit through the loop, the eyelet. So we're going to see. Make it stretch. I like this shade of green or teal. I like that. Kind of push this through here. Okay, so we're gonna have that right there. I may take a little bit of this off, I don't know, we'll see. But I like how there's like the image of the lady. I might make this a little different. I might just kind of, I might just add some glossy accents around that. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And I'll still put a key on, but let me put the key on. Let me put the glossy accents on first. No, the key on first. I'm just going to put like a white strip of cardstock instead of fabric. I'm just going to tear it. I'm going to glue this on. And I think I'll take some of this blue distress ink, speckled egg, and just kind of go around the edges of it. And then we're going to place this on here. I think I may put one of these up on, yeah, I will put one of these on there. But I will still use glossy accents going around the image. So we're just going to add some of this around the edge. And I think glossy accents is kind of like a glue. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this on here. And I'll still use a clamp. And then hopefully that's going to hold it in place. And then we'll see about that. I'm definitely going to add a key or maybe a lock. I'll add a key. But I need something behind here, like blue or something. So I'm just going to tear a little piece of scrap paper. I didn't want to cover up the stitching, but I think it'll be okay in this situation. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on. I don't think I'm going to stress it. I'm just going to glue this on here, like right in here. Then I'm just going to add this key on there. And then when that dries, we'll see what it looks like and see what else needs embellishing on it. So now for this ink pen paper clip, we'll definitely probably use this long key. And once again, I'm going to use some blue paper, which is fine because it adds to the collage element. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and add this one. Then I'm going to add like a piece of lace. Just going to cut going straight down. Actually, instead of using that, I'm going to find another style fabric. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this Merchant 41 mini rose trim. And I'm just going to cut like a little piece, a little snippet. I need to put the scissors up. I'm going to add this one here. I'll go ahead and glue it down. And I'm going to let this key hang down. So I'm going to do this the same way. I'm just going to add this to some chipboard to make it strong. So when it slides around, it won't bend and get all messed up. And then I'm going to add, I'll just go ahead and put another little piece of this fabric, like a shorter piece on this side. I'm just going to let that get glued on there and let it dry. So we're going to add this to some chipboard to turn this little paper key into something a little bit more sturdy. And I think I'm going to put an eyelet in it too. So while it's still on here, before I even cut it out, I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole in it and add an eyelet. Okay, so now I'm going to take another one of these little Tim Holtz clips, and I'm going to go ahead and add this to this side And I'm going to add this on this side. And this is what we have so far. So, and then I can add more things later. I may add like a button or a rose or something. I don't want to overdo it because when you're writing, since this is the pen, I don't want to have too much in this area where you're holding the pen. Alright, so we've got these on here. I went on ahead and added that. And it's dry now. And this is dry now with the glossy accents around it. And then we've got this so far. Alright, so now we're going to complete these. And I'm going to try to keep them pretty simple. So I'm going to add, let's see. We've got these leftover pieces, and then I might use one of these. I think I'm going to feed this through. And it's going to be kind of like a tag. So let me take this piece of tape off of here. I'm going to go ahead and tie this up. So we have that, and then this is going to dangle. I'm going to cut this. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to let this one dangle. I might hang it down or glue it down on something. I'm going to use another piece of this fabric. Yeah, I'll just put another piece of this one. On both sides. So I'm just going to use some of this Fabri-Tac to glue it on. And I'm just going to put this in the center. And it should stay on fairly well with it being Fabri-Tac. So we're just going to put this here. Then we're going to flip it over. And we're going to add this. And on the one side, we're going to take an element. Let's see, maybe we should add a button. Yeah, we'll add a button on this one. I'm just going to glue it down and put it in the center. And then on the other side, we're going to have our word that's going to dangle. So maybe I should turn it like this so that the word dangles on this side. So I think that's kind of cute. It's not too busy, and it's just enough decor that serves its purpose. And then we're just going to add some ribbon on this one in the same manner. So we've got that, and then we have Be Grateful. On this side, we're going to add the key in. We need something solid, something blue. So we're going to take one of these Tim Holtz ideology numbers and we're going to add it on here. then this is going to go in. This is going to go in first because we want the 12 to show. And then we've got the Be Grateful. And we're just going to put it through here. And then seal it off. And then it dangles. So you've got your Be Grateful on this side, and then you've got your key or your lock on this side. And that's pretty much it for these. I guess I could add one of these on here too. So you've got these. And that's pretty much it. I think I'll put a button on this side, or even just glue this down. I'll just attach it. Alright, I think that looks better. So, tell me what you guys think about this. And you can just add them to a journal or something. Just find a cute page. I like this gratitude one. The Be Grateful. This would look good. Just going to slide it on in. Paper clip. And then just add something up under it, you know, tag or whatever you have. And then you've got yourself a paper clip, and it's double-sided. You could put this on both sides and it will look really good. Same with this one. Just find you a cute page. I like this. Just kind of add that on there. And then the same with this one. I'm just going to slide it down onto a page and then tuck something up under it on either side, or I would leave that side the way it is, and just basically do all of them the same way. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, check out my blog and my social media sites, and as always, I thank you guys so much for watching.